It's a beautiful day to discuss cryptocurrency, and today we have major, insightful, and interesting news to talk about. Well, that doesn't say we are not going to talk about the movement of Bitcoin since we last discussed daily crypto updates. Bitcoin has gone from 60 something thousand to over 82,000 or close to 82,000 over the night, right? But this is where there are a lot of speculation, which is about the fact that where will the price be going next? Yeah, I want to know from you, where do you think the price will be going next? Because currently, for me, I'm currently hoping I'm going to be able to short this market because I still expect us to have a proper wave. And not because I expect, I know from antecedents and proper data that this market doesn't go the way you expect it to go. Apparently, there is enough and too much leverage, not even enough to push the market beyond the 80,000 zone. Because for that move that happened overnight, if it was actually a good market with good volume, we'll be seeing something around 5,000 above. So without further ado, or without wasting time, let's get into the real business of the day. And the first thing we have to discuss today is understanding why Shiba Inu price is up today and why the price of Shiba has been going up. For me, I think there are very three fundamental reasons to why for that Shiba is pumping. First, you have to understand the fact that Shiba is not pumping because there is so much exchange activity on the blockchain of Shiba Inu. However, it is from a fundamental standpoint. And I'm saying this to say, let you know that fundamentals, much as has been kind of ridiculed in the past 2 years. People feel like fundamental don't carry the weight it does, or it used to carry. Yet it still carries it because if a coin is trading based on fundamental data alone, why now imagine if it was combined with technical data. So now let me explain what I'm saying to you. If you look at the exchange activity of Shiba Inu on different exchanges, it is not so much. But these three fundamental factors is why Shiba Inu is up by 5.9% as at yesterday. So Shiba Inu price jumped 5.9% as buying demand increased across the crypto market today. And another fact to consider is the fact that Japan added Shiba Inu to its platform alongside five major cryptocurrencies for trading. Now, Japan has been on the move adopting cryptocurrency as a proper, payment or financial structure to its economy, and now it has adopted Shiba Inu. And this is even a good news for Shiba holders. I'd even forgetting I have that coin, but now I'll go back to my wallet. I'll go and check. Maybe we can see some 2021 move where you just become a millionaire overnight by just holding Shiba. So now also Shiba bond rate surged 441%, removing millions of tokens from the circulation. So now let's just go deep and talk about this in real sense, right? So when no coin Shiba is seeing a sharp spike in its price, rising 5.19% to this particular price in 24 hours and nearly 28% this week so far. This week, that means is yesterday. The rally comes as Japan FSA opens a new market for Shiba alongside other key factors pushing the token up. So now Japan has adopted Bitcoin, it has adopted XRP, and also now it has adopted Shiba. That's one of the reasons why Shiba is going up and going up. Another factor to also consider is the fact that Shiba has burned like over 500% of its token circulation just to reduce the supply of the token on the blockchain. You remember that basic economics says that the lesser the supply, the higher the demand, right? But however, there are still trillions of Shiba coins in circulation because they just print that coin anyhow that year, anyhow. So that's that about Shiba. And this is a new people. This is an update from their Twitter page saying that a new milestone for Shib in Japan. Shib is one of the six digital assets supported by Numera backed Lisa Digital Japan following completion of its regulatory registration. Another step forward for Shiba Global, which congratulations to the Shiba team, and this is a good one for Shiba. Okay, so now let's talk about another fundamental factor to consider this week, and that is the fact that US is now beginning to say it's going to start to target Iran's crypto sector concerning a particular 100 million oil-linked payment. So you understand that US has stopped the physical war against Iran, and now everybody is going to an economic war, right? So now, and based on the economic war, they've been imposing sanctions and tariffs on Iran, but now they're saying they're going to start imposing sanctions and tariffs and sanctions, not even tariffs, sanctions on Iran's cryptocurrency space because they linked a particular person, a Ukrainian UAE-based person that has used or spent over $100 million in purchasing oil used to support and sponsor the IRGC course. So let's look at deep about this. So the US Treasury expanded sanctions to Iran's digital asset sector, alleging a UAE-based broker processed over 100 million in crypto for oil sales. So let me see if I can find the name of the person. All right. So the name of the person is Ivan Obukov. Hmm. A UAE-based Ukrainian broker, Ivan Obukov, processed over $100 million in crypto payments since 2023 to 2022 to facilitate oil sales on behalf of the IRGC code force. OFAC sanctioned Ubicop and his UAE-based complaint Forcecom FZ. I just let you know that US is very, very, very crazy. There's nothing and there's no way they can't even reach out. They are sanctioning somebody in the UAE, right, for supporting Iran. And if you don't know what OFAC is, OFAC is the Office of Foreign Asset Control that issued sectoral sanctions determination covering digital assets, technology, gold, and aviation and shipping. So apparently, if you're in any of this industry and they feel like you are doing something that's against the US, they can just sanction you. So that is that about that. And also to talk about it, that this is even one of the reasons why I'm saying that I'm not expecting the market to just continue to plunge up, because there are so many fundamental factors that are against the bullish rally on the market at the moment. This is just one of them. We still have to talk about that there's still a fresh wave of sanction coming against Iran. There's still a pending discussion between the US president and the Chinese president. And even prior to this meeting, the US president has kind of increased the sanction of tariff to China from one particular, I think by 7.5%. And it's just doing that to still like not, finger the brain of China's president pending their meeting. And if their meeting doesn't get successful, you know what you expect again. Another bloodbath in the market. So if you are trading in this period, try to be careful. If you are longing, I'll say it again, take your profits. And if you are trying to short, calm down. Let the market have a proper way. You will see it and you will make your money. Once it is ready to kick in, you just enter. Instead of you wasting your money at that liquidity zone, they are going to sweep out liquidity. Saying is they're going to sweep out liquidity, and I pray you will not be part of those people when they are tweeting that over $1.2 billion has been swept out from the crypto market in the past 24 hours. And I say, my money did there, my money did there. I just pray you not be one of them. Listen and hear word. So now another one is the fact that a person is a very, very, very funny story. Imagine somebody is facing up to this amount of years, 280 years life prison. Should we even call that life imprisonment or 280 years imprisonment sentence? Like, even if they burn this man today, like this, like this, like this, he cannot serve the sentence. And this is not a young person. However, you might be wondering for what reason? Just look at it, because of $24 million crypto Ponzi scheme. I'm not saying that I'm supporting crime, but considering the part of the world where I come from or where I am, this one is small. We have people that have done times 10 of this one and they are still roaming around. Oh God. If the judge in charge of this case should be appointed to a Nigerian sector, some people will receive 1 million years sentence. But let's look at it. So, a federal jury convicted Brent Cover of wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering after it took $24 million from at least 400 investors. So, yeah. Something I'm trying to get. So, okay. So, the U.S. Justice Department said on Monday that Brent Cover was found guilty of 11 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of mail fraud, and 2 counts of money laundering, allowing a 9-day trial. Cover owned Profit Connect, that's the name of the company, from late 2017 to 2021 July. And that's it. To know that this is not a recent thing, something that happened like over 6 years ago, and they are bringing it up for this. Even I believe he would have spent the money. This man would have bought a yacht, would have gone to vacation, would have carried all those baggage and believe he's living his life. And after 6 years, just say, bro, the money where you owe me, you go pay me. So the company purportedly used artificial intelligence software on the supercomputer to mine crypto and verify other crypto transactions. That's what they claim they do, right? But it was found after investigation that it falsely presented the company as a profitable and promised fixed annual returns ranging from 15 to 30%. All of you that like high yield investment, put 100 naira, you see 200, is all fake. Along with a 100% money back guarantee. It also claimed that Profit Connect held hundreds of billions of dollars in crypto reserve. However, they said the company was not profitable and held no such reserves. It also had no legitimate means to deliver the promised returns or money back guarantee. So, in a nutshell, it was just collecting people's money and scamming them off it. So, now, this is the big story I really want to discuss with you today. And after this, I want to know what you think concerning everything I've said so far. Now, that is the fact that if you look at the Bitcoin RSI is creating a bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. Comparison is being made by analysts weighing it to the new price and to the 2022 trend. So now the thing is, let's first look at this 3 key points. Bitcoin weekly relative strength index reaches 58.3, repeating a bullish divergence that accompanied the end of the 2022 bear market. So what we are looking at is the fact that this 58.3, and one thing you should know is this 58.3 now is, is a pattern. When the RSI reaches 58.3 in the year 2022, that was something that triggered the end of the bearish market, right? So considering this point alone, it is safe to say we are at the end of the bearish market. But this is where it gets interesting. Come and see something right here. Daily RSI values reached the most overbought since 2024, near 83. So if this is telling us this is the end of the market, do you understand what this means? An overbought system means there is no more liquidity in the market. There is no more liquidity in the market. It is already overbought for the value of it. And this will, is giving me PTSD of October 25 in year 2025. It's giving PTSD of the year 2022. It's giving me PTSD of July 2025. And it's almost the same thing, because when something is overbought, that means it is bought beyond its actual value. And there is no more money to keep buying. So eventually people want to sell to take their profit. That is going to create a proper margin between the realized value and the market value eventually. And if I should show you the heat map, I'm sorry I can't pull up that right now, but if you look at the heat map currently like this, you realize that there is no liquidation zone anymore. The only liquidation zone we have on the heat map is below the current price. So what does that tell you? Like I always say, there's no free money in the market. They either take money from the top and use it to swipe up from below, or swipe up money from below and use it to push it to the top. There's no free money. Eventually, when they take up the liquidity from the current price the market is trading right now, from this zone, when they take up the liquidity from this zone, after people have longed, the price is definitely going to plunge down, and they will use that same liquidity to buy either from here or from here. A word is enough for the wise, but let's go back to analysis. So another third point is to say that the stochastic RSI print a crossover but avoids copying previous zero level bear market lows. So there is much just proper noise about it, that if the data across daily, weekly, and 2 month time frames has added to the debate over whether the last week's 25% rebound Bitcoin by Bitcoin will endure. For me, it's not going to endure. To go back, it's going to pull back to a proper zone, sweeping out the liquidity before it goes up. I'm not disputing, I'm not pessimistic, I'm not against the fact that we should be in a bullish market. I want it, but also the fact you have to understand the fact that the bottom is near, is zero from the bottom is ended. So we are only near the bottom. The bottom is yet to end. We are in the end zone of the bottom. We are near the end zone. We haven't seen the end of the bottom. So this is explaining what RSI is. So in mid-year 2022, around 6 months before the end of Bitcoin last bear market, weekly RSI began a bullish divergence, locking in higher lows, while BTC itself was seeing lower lows. Throughout 2026, a similar pattern emerged. And now let's see. Now, this is the current price of Bitcoin. As you can see, we are having a downtrend, and it seems as though the market is trying to break out from the downtrend. If you look at it from here, if I should put a line from this point to this point, that is the structure, right? And if it breaks out from this point, that means we are out. That's why I feel like this place is not just going to break out, because anything out of this point means the market is rallying up. But there's going to be resistance, because this is a proper and a key resistance zone for previous years away. Look at it here. It's another zone here. It's another zone here, and it is now reacting to this point. So at least for no reason, it's going to pay homage. Understand that the market pay homage to each other. So it's going to pay homage to this one, pay homage to this one, pay homage to this zone in this year that is not showing on the chart. And now that we are having a downward trend, let's look at what the RSI is showing us. We're having a divergence. The RSI is showing us an upward trend, ranging on the zone. And if you are a proper technical analyst, you understand that we just don't have a straight eye like this. Look at this place here. We would have what? A high and at least a reversal. That is either going to be a rectangular flag, a flag, or a triangular pennant. So is either we have something like this here, here. And the funny thing is, if I should pull down this particular chart, this particular zone, look at it, that just looked like a proper flag on the RSI. This place that looked like a proper flag on the RSI, look at what it was. Can you see? It went down. It's a downtrend where we are having this. But after that, we had a proper leg up. So if we are going to print a flag here, you should know that eventually we are going to have something that is going to come to this zone for no reason at all. If we are going to print a flag here, banking on the same resources or data we had in the previous year. And also, this is a divergence. For the divergence to balance itself or correct itself, that means eventually